Hello and welcome to the Turtle Burger Crochet and Knitting Podcast. My name is Brittany. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are new or returning, I hope you will consider grabbing a project and knitting or crocheting along with me. Today is May 2nd, 2022. It's been a minute since I've filmed. It's been about 4 or 5 weeks. And to be honest, I got completely overwhelmed with my projects and got discouraged because I wasn't where I wanted to be with them. But I decided to stop standing in my own way, at least this time, and show you what I do have. Let's jump into finished objects. The first finished object I have was Turtle's Easter basket. Such a cute design. His favorite color is red, so I did it in all red. And it's a crochet basket with shells, but he doesn't care. So it's very cute. This pattern was from McCully, I believe. It's actually written in UK terms, but it was very easy to decipher and to, I guess, not really translate, but I guess sort of translate into US terms. I really like this. In fact, these baskets, this is the second one I've made. I'm considering undoing my what's it called? A scrappy blanket, the corner to corner crochet scrappy blanket that I was doing. I haven't worked on it at all. I'm thinking of undoing that because I'm just not loving it, which is why I haven't worked on it. And just making a bunch of scrappy scrappy baskets, because I could always use baskets in our house. So I think that would be a really neat idea. And also, side note, I forgot to say it in the beginning, but all of my projects will have a Ravelry project page listed below, as well as any patterns I mention or anything will be mentioned below. My second finished object is the Holly White Sock Test by McCully from Breaking Yarn. And this was such a good design. So this is the first pair of socks that I have knit myself. And these are a perfect fit. I cannot believe it. There was so much, I don't know, drama is not the right word. That's a bit dramatic. With this, not with the pattern or the test, but with the yarn. First of all, I did not have any solid colors, so this is not picking up how great of a design this is. There's actually like little, they almost look like little slight bumps, little pearl bumps. Very, very cute. I made the size extra small. It has a 2x2 rib. It's cuffed down. I did it on a 2.25 millimeter, and I used Southern Skeins sock yarn in the color Holly Jolly, I believe it was. This was in her Christmas sock box, and there's a little bit of the texture you can kind of see. I did not have a solid color, like I said, but a solid color will make this pattern pop. And since I know these are a perfect fit, I have ordered a bunch of yarn from Webs that I plan on making more. Super, super cute. It has a slip stitch heel. I did my foot, and then it has a rounded toe, and then is Kitchenered at the end. Because it's been kind of like a month, I probably won't get into everything, but with this sock test, the drama of it though is just almost too much to bear. I wound up my yarn and realized my winder apparently only takes like half a skein, like 50 grams. So that became a complete entangled mess when I tried to fix the cake. And you hear our bird clock. It's midnight, everybody's asleep. Yeah, so it was just too much. And then I'm bebopping along. I did my cuff, and I turned the heel and was almost to the end of the heel, and I noticed in her pattern she says something to the effect of, like, I don't know, work until the last stitch is done or something like that in regards to the heel turn. I thought, I wonder how I know which stitch is the last, because I seem to have like 3 separations on this slip stitch heel. So I was like, what am I doing? I don't know. Like, this is so great. And so I go to YouTube and I'm looking up the slip stitch heel because I'm trying to figure out how I know when I'm on the last one and when to end it or whatever. It was the first time I'd done slip stitch heel. Anyway, and the first video I click on is talking about like this beautiful texture of it and just describing, and I was going, mine don't look nothing like that. So I watched the complete video, and I slipped, I read the directions wrong. I slipped the first stitch of each row and then just knitted across. So I really was not doing a slip stitch heel. So I was like, dang it. So I took all that out, and I can't remember if I already had a lifeline in, but definitely after that I put in a lifeline like after each section, not each round, because that would have been ridiculous even for me. But it went a little more smoothly after that, until I got to the picking up the heels, or picking up the stitches on the heels. I was using my co-knit bamboo needles, my cheapo ones that I started out knitting with, to see if I liked knitting, and the crazy thing broke. I'll try to put a picture in. I still have the needle, but I didn't really feel like going and digging it out. So I'll try to put a picture here somewhere, because I did take a picture of it, because I was like, that's just so crazy, like what else could go? But I think after that, I don't remember anything else that happened once I got it figured out. I just went on, and I do know one thing. I was worried about the sock not fitting, because A, it was my first sock ever making for myself, and B, I am more comfortable with the socks that I have made doing toe up, and so I was really worried about that. Thankfully, though, I had another 2.25 millimeter needle, a Chowgu, however you say it. Anyway, it was a 40-inch cable, so I moved it over to that, and because it was 40 inches, I was able to try the sock on. So I just kept trying it on periodically, and when I got to like the end of my big toe, like where my toes start, I guess, I don't know, like right around this section, then I started my decreases, and it worked out so beautifully. I was so pleased. Like I said, they do fit perfectly. I will say, though, the few times I've kind of worn them around the house, they do slide down a little bit. So I think the next time I make them, I will actually, I'm saying I'm going to do one or either, but I'm probably going to do both. Make the leg longer, and then also, I don't know, maybe go down to a 2 millimeter needle for the cuff. I'm not really sure. Let me know in the comments, how will you keep the top part of the sock slipping down, but the foot part, perfect. Loved it. And I did finish both of those. The test, usually sock tests only require, I say usually, I've done 2. This was the first one. They both only required 1 sock to be done by the finish date. And so yeah, was very thrilled about those. The second test that, did I say this was from McCully of Breaking Yarn? Linked below. This pattern actually just came out this past Friday, April 29th. So I will link that. Definitely get it, because you will be making these socks over and over, because it was so easy, so easily memorized. And at least on the extra small, her stitch counts right on target. The second sock test I did was for Devin of Knitty McPurly. Also, I'll link it below. This is her 90s retro sock. Technically, it's a half object, but for me, it's complete because I'm not doing the second one. So this was a DK weight sock, great for scrappy yarn. I did not have DK weight sock yarn that I was willing to part with for a sock. And that will be way later. I will be making a particular sweater with the 2 skeins of DK sock yarn that I have. So anyway, more on that later. All I had was a bunch of DK scraps. So this is what I came up with. So she, like I said, is the, this is the 90s retro sock. I will say this technically fits. Let me put it on switch over my sock blocker here. I can't say I wouldn't make this another time, but maybe when I have more sock yarn, and I wouldn't use so many colors. I think I would use 2 colors instead of 4, maybe 3. Yeah, I think I would do 3. But anyway, here is the sock. It's actually pretty cute, I will say. So it is cuff down. Start with the cuff, obviously, and then you go into a 1x1 color work right here. This is knit on I can't remember if it's a 3.75 needle or a 3.25 needle. I can't remember, but anyway. And this is actually an Afterthought heel. So it was the very first time I'd ever done it. I was so nervous about it. And that was another reason why I was not willing to part with my nice yarn that I have, which is actually from You Knit I Die, because the only tutorials I had seen, and the one that was provided from Devin in her pattern, you cut into your yarn, and I thought, nope, not cutting my yarn with the first time I'm doing an Afterthought heel. So this is what I came up with. The yarn itself, I'm pretty sure the red, let me start with that because I hated this yarn. I'm pretty sure the red is Red Heart Super Saver. Or no, I'm sorry, it was not Red Heart Super Saver. It was like Red Heart Sport or something. And the tag on it, this was gifted to me like 5 years ago. And so I didn't have the label anymore, but I was trying to remember. And I'm pretty sure it was Red Heart Sport. And it is so rough. It's obviously not for any kind of wearables or anything. And it was so much thicker, which is typical of Red Heart, than the other yarns. All my other 3 colors, the 2 blues and this creamy white, were Hobby Lobby's I Love This Sport yarn. Here's my thoughts on Afterthought heel. I could not bear, like I said, even this, I didn't want to cut into it. But I followed along with Natalie from Knitty Natty. She has an Afterthought tutorial on cuff down and toe up. And I was so impatient, I didn't want to just do the whole tube. So what I ended up doing was I put in my waist yarn and then knit a few more rounds and well into the red. And then what I did in her tutorial, because of the waist yarn, you don't cut it, you just put a needle in like above and below. your waste yarn. And so I did that, made sure the heel fit or where it was supposed to be, and then I just knitted on to the rest of the, kind of like I did with the other one. I knit to where like the ball of my foot where the toes start, and then I started my decreases. And I gotta say, I'm not as opposed to it. I definitely would like to try the Afterthought heel again with an actual sock yarn, because technically these do fit, but it's not a very good fit, I would say, just because it's not a sock yarn. It's not stretchy like it's supposed to be. It's not breathable like it's supposed to be. And it just is overall hideous on. No pattern, or no fault of the pattern, because it was actually really easy. And I would go up a needle size on the 1x1 color work because this part was kind of tight. But I really liked doing it. I liked the idea of kind of, I'm not really sure why she called it a 90s retro sock. I never saw socks like these, but I really did like it. The other thing that I'm not crazy about, or probably the main thing I'm not crazy about with the Afterthought heel, is I'm not a very good sewer. So I have a huge hole right there. And even though I tried sewing it up, like it sewed up okay on this side, not crazy about it on this side. But not only the Afterthought heel, but I'm not very good at changing colors. You know, I'm just not. I haven't done it very much in my knitting projects, and even in crochet I'm not very good at changing colors. But anyway, so those are my finished objects. Let's go into whips. So my first work in progress, let's see, what do I want to show? We'll start with dishcloths. This is, I've had about, you can't tell from the last update, I don't think, that's the wrong side. I had, wait, what is the wrong side? No, I don't know. I guess it could be interchangeable. Anyway, this is Double Dutch by the Kitchen Sink Shop. This was the March 2021 dishcloth of the month, and I am trying to go back and work on all the ones that I didn't do last year, which was like all of them. And I am using this hunk of cone, which is peaches and cream, and I believe it's the color Sea Breeze. But yeah, so I don't know where I left off, but I know I've done a complete 12 rows since the last time, and I am using my Chalgu bamboo needles. I really like these in the size 3.75 millimeter, and so it's kind of blowing it out a little bit. It looks more blue on camera, but it's actually pretty green. Anyway, so there's that one. And then I did not finish April's dishcloth of the month, also by the Kitchen Sink Shop. This is, isn't that beautiful though? This is called the Shire. This year, all of the dishcloths are based on Garlene's favorite books or characters, and I've never read it, but I understand this is from The Hobbit. The yarn is Peaches and Cream in the color Forest Green, and I'm using my co-knit bamboo 4 millimeter. So this is going to be a pretty large, pretty large dishcloth, but very pretty. It's a gorgeous texture. I'm pretty sure, like, this is the right side. I know because I have my markers here, but I think it's probably reversible. Anyway, really, really pretty. We did get sent May yesterday. I'm hoping to start that, but I haven't done it yet. Also, I don't know if you remember, but I was working on some socks for my husband, and I ripped them out and started over because I really wanted to do this toe that was recommended to me So this is the fly hair standing out there. Go down. This is the, I don't remember the name, but basically it's the Toe Up Seamless Rounded Toe by Lynn Ashton. And then this is my cute little stitch marker from Carla Knits podcast. Anyway, so I like this rounded toe much better. So I really wasn't very far into the foot on his sock. So I just ripped it out and started over. I am using, where's my label at? Is it this one? Yes, I am using Huntington Valley yarns in the color blue. And this is a 2.25. Oh, that was the other thing. Yeah, on his other sock, I was using a 2.75 millimeter needle, and I wasn't loving the fabric. I felt like it was too stretchy. So this is giving a much nicer fabric by using a smaller needle, which is, like I said, the 2.25 millimeter. Really, really like that. Okay, what next? I'm trying to show things that you all have seen first. I didn't get much progress done on Little Lady's Goldfish cardigan by Tin Can Knits. This is pretty much, I don't know where I was last time, but I'm pretty much in the same spot, because what happened was, and oh, this little stitch marker, isn't that cute? I thought it matched really well, is from Louise of Adventures in Yarn. She's not podcasting at the moment, but I'll still link her channel because I hope she comes back. But anyway, so I was working along on the pattern, and if you've ever done a Tin Can Knits pattern, they are very good. I really like their, not only the style of their patterns, but I feel like they thoroughly explain everything. But anyway, on this one section, they tell you to work in stockinette, and then in parentheses, it, I guess, is telling you what stockinette is, but it's starting with a purl row. So I did a purl row first, and I thought, this is not right. It just is not right at all. I know it's not, but I needed confirmation. So I didn't message them directly, but I put a comment on their Ravelry page in case someone else wanted to comment on it. And Emily from Tin Can Knits emailed me back and was like, no, you're right, that was confusing. Start with the knit row on the right side. So really the only progress I made on this was I ripped out a row and a half of purl stitches and am back where I should have been to continue stockinette. I'm thinking this is going to be a little big. I'm making the 2 to 4 year old size, but I would rather have it be too big for Little Lady than too small. So the yarn I'm using, this purple yarn, is Bernat Baby Sport in the color lavender, and then the Goldfish for the contrast color will be this kind of it's Caron Simply Soft in the color strawberry, and it's kind of a orangey pinky peach color. Is getting a little blown out. It's actually much brighter than what's coming up on the screen in real life, but it's very pretty, very soft. I think they'll go really well together. She kind of gravitates towards purples and pinks, so that's why we chose those colors for her cardigan. I'm very excited about that. And okay, my last two works in progress, which are new, you haven't seen them. So the last work in progress I'm going to show you was having some major problems with. So I kind of needed a palette cleanser, so to speak. I needed to be successful at something in order to keep going, because it was a bad knitting week this past week. I was working on a sock pattern that it just had to go. It just it needed to go. I do still have my yarn balled up for it. I hope to do it again sometime, but I didn't have the brain space right then. So what I decided to do was cast on the world's simplest mittens from Tin Can Knits. This will be for Turtle. All I have done is the cuff. So hoping to get more of that made. I was like, I did the child size and I was like, oh man, this is so tiny. I don't know if this is gonna fit him. But I had him try the cuff on and it fits, and he says it's comfortable. And so we're gonna go with it. The yarn I'm using for this is Caron Simply Soft in the color Autumn Red. I let him choose. I am making mittens and hats for my whole family for Christmas. So the 5 of us. It's just a matter of when they get done. So I let him choose what he wanted. It was either these mittens or the barley hat first, and he chose the mittens. So I don't think I'm going to have enough left over to do a hat, so I'm going to have to order some more yarn, but I've got plenty of time for that because we're just now getting into late spring. And my last work in progress. I'm so excited about this. I was not excited yesterday though. I am working on, and this is kind of an acquisition too because I didn't show this last time. I started my Love Note by Tin Can Knits. Let's just call this the Tin Can Knits episode, right? I mean, who else works on 3 Tin Can Knits projects at once? Apparently me, but I really like them. I do. So I am doing the Love Note. This crazy yarn right here is my Provisional cast on. I've already done it a couple of times. It was horrible, but I just decided to go with it. The last tutorial I followed was from the Nervous Knitter. I really like her channel. I don't think she films very consistently anymore, but she has a plethora of tutorials that are just so beginner friendly. They're easy to understand. She's very down to earth. I really like her tutorials, and this is the one that I understood. So basically what I did was I just chained the number of stitches that I needed, and then I went and picked each one up. The first one I did, I followed Very Pink Knits. Stacy, I think is her name. And the concept made sense to me where you're crocheting over your needle. But this yarn, I really think it's the yarn. It did not want to be worked that way. It is the yarn, well, first of all, the yarn I'm using is Lion Brand Kobu. The first time working with it, in the color Lickin', I don't know. Hey, sorry, put my finger there. Anyway, it is so soft. It is so fabulous to work with. It is very slippery. So the needle size I'm using is a 6mm. And I have it on my Clover Takumi interchangeables. I don't think this yarn likes these needles at all. It's finally getting to a point where it's like easy to work with. And I'll be honest, I did so many swatches and I was so frustrated because the fabric is so, it's a very large gauge on a size 3 yarn, a DK weight yarn. And it didn't want to work. But I was reading project pages because I was kind of feeling bad for going down in a size needle because I don't know, I just felt like I shouldn't be doing that, and I have met gauge on every other Tin Can Knits project I've worked on. So I was like, I don't know. But one lady mentioned that her swatch, she just did like around and around. She cast it on like 120 or something. I was like, I guess I'll do that because I was trying to make a small swatch. And I did that, and I probably should have actually gone up a needle size, but I would not have liked that fabric. And to be honest, until I'm getting to about this point, I didn't like this fabric, like what it was making. I thought it was just going to be like a giant hole. But this is working up nicely. I really like the yarn. And I was on Lion Brand's website, which is where I got this directly from Lion Brand, and they have a gorgeous yellow color that I cannot wait to make little lady a matching love note. I guess it won't be matching because it's going to be a different color, but she looks so pretty in yellow. Not many people look pretty in yellow, but she looks really pretty in yellow. It looks nice with her skin tone, and so I can't wait to make her one. Yeah, so I cannot wait to get through this. I can't. I have it for some particular things that I would like to wear with this summer, and I ordered some, I don't have any button downs or anything, but just like tank tops to wear under it, of different colors, like, well, not really different colors. I ordered a white, a black, and a gray, and so I feel like even in the fall and winter time, even though it's such a bright color, I could still wear it with the darker colors underneath. So yeah, super excited about that. Those are my works in progress. I do have a couple of acquisitions. I will go grab those and be right back. So the first acquisition I have is a new 2.25 millimeter ChiaoGoo knitting needle. I got a 40-inch cable, and this is to replace the co-knit bamboo needle that I broke picking up stitches on the Holly White socks, and I misordered, and apparently they have just a red version, which is this one, and it has like a bend in it, and then of course you have the red lace, which is what I thought I ordered with just the straight needle. Still on the fence about the bend, because I feel like it kind of makes the stitches looser, or tighter, but at the same time I also kind of like them because I don't feel like I'm gonna lose my stitches once they're, you know, down here on the cable. So that was the first one. The second acquisition I have is I was randomly selected as a winner for the We Share Needles, the Shaw La La along. We Share Needles podcast had a Shaw La La along, and my green shawl was randomly selected, and I won Mini and Pearl smooth pearl strings in the color spring green, and I'll take them out in a second. And this is from McCully. I know I'm gonna mispronounce this, of La Mouton Rouge Knittery in Illinois, and I know Professor Pearl talks about her a lot. I think they actually know each other, like they're, you know, friends that have known each other or something. So she sent that, and so quickly too, and I'm so excited to have some of these. This is like the latest knitting gadget, I think, so I'm excited to try them on my love note once I get through the yoke. And these are like, I guess barber cords is what they're called, maybe, and they're these, they feel kind of like nylon or vinyl or something, and you're supposed to be able, I'll just use this one, to put them on the end of your needles like this, and then try on your garments or whatever. So I'm excited. Ooh, that's pretty firm because I can't get that off. Okay, got it off. So very excited to try those. And it comes in its own little canister. So thank you, Maddie and Kristen and Kelly, for those. Very excited about that. I just haven't podcasted since I got those in, so I wanted to show that. And then the other thing I got, I want you to look at this gorgeousness. Bam. Oh, this getting blown out. Are you kidding me? No. I ordered 2 skeins of Chicken Lady Fiber Arts in the color Teal Sea. And you know, if it's teal, it has to have my name on it. I love it. This is a DK sock base, 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon, 245 yards, and 100 grams. And I am so excited to use this. My thought for this was sorry, it's making my colors all crazy. If I like the love note pattern to get, I think I would need 1 or 2 more of these. And if not, then I think I have enough. No, I don't. I would need 1 more skein regardless, if I was doing another love note or a luminous sweater, which is what I'm going to use my special sock yarn from You Knit I Dye that I mentioned earlier. That's what I was planning to use for that. And then, so this is, I'm so sad this is getting blown out because it's absolutely gorgeous and fabulous. And I love Lynn of Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. She's a fabulous dyer. So those are my acquisitions. Oh, and Lynn threw in a Euclid wool wash. It's non-perfumed, it said. So I'm excited to use that. Let's see, that is it for knitting. I haven't crocheted anything. I think I think I was getting overwhelmed with projects I want to make that I was not focusing on what I want to make. So for the next week or 2, my plan is to solely work on what I've got going on that I've showed you today, with the exception of I would like to cast on the May dishcloth of the month. And I think that's going to be it until I get those projects made. After I finish my love note, I already have half of it caked up for the luminous sweater. And then I would like to make Little Lady a love note if I like mine, if it's a pattern I like. It's a very popular pattern. I just am worried it's going to be too big. It's supposed to be very stretchy, but that's why I like that it's top down, because if I need to rip it out, I have no problem doing that. It's my very first garment, really, knitted garment. So yeah, there's that. Otherwise, I'm saying a lot. I think it's because I'm tired. So yeah, other than that, I have finished the audiobook of Love Comes Softly, books 1 through 4, I think, and I'm on the 3rd audiobook now, which I believe starts books 5 and 6. I can't remember how many are in the series. I feel like there's 8. My library only has these 3 audiobooks. So I'm gonna try to figure out what to do after that. I have restarted my account or whatever on Goodreads, so that I can start keeping track of that again. Audiobooks, I never thought I liked them, but I am really enjoying. Maybe it's because Love Comes Softly is my favorite series of books, or one of them. So I'm really enjoying that. The only thing I watched on TV is Heartland season 15. So excited for that. Tomorrow should be starting episode 8. So it's almost done. I think there was only 10 episodes this season. It seems like each season Heartland gets fewer episodes, but so far it's been pretty darn good, just like all of them have. It's my favorite TV series. You know, I actually, speaking of that, I would like to go, the Heartland TV series is based off of some like youth books, I guess, maybe for like middle schoolers or something, I don't know, but I would like to find that series and read those. That would be kind of neat. Yeah, so other than that, that's all that's going on here. I don't know if you've noticed, I did change the name, the YouTube channel name, from Turtle Burger Crochet to Turtle Burger Crochet and Knitting Podcast. I feel like that better defines who I am now. I used to be exclusively crochet, and then I wanted to learn to knit, and now I've been doing that more than crochet, so I felt it was a little misleading just having crochet, and I was feeling bad about that. So I wanted something that encompasses both, because crochet is always will be my default, I think. I don't know, I say that and I haven't really crocheted in a long time, but yeah, so that is all going on at Turtle Burger Crochet headquarters. I do have and I'm only mentioning this because I want the accountability, so ask me about it next time. Maybe not next time, I know I'm not going to cast them on soon, but I have an idea for a sock design in my head that I would like to work up, and then try to work out other sizes. So that's something that I would really like to do. That's a goal of mine for this year. I don't know. I scrapped I was working on a crocheted, like crossbody, like a small purse / phone carrier. And I could still type that up. I mean, there was nothing too much to that, but I don't have an exact sample since I scrapped that one to get photos of it or anything, but I would still like to do that. And that's pretty much it. So let me know in the comments what projects you're working on. I would love to know, and that's pretty much it. I will see you in the next one, hopefully. Bye.